For those of you who are here today, if you want to go ahead and start right now, we're going to write out those next 2 body paragraphs. So if you want to get those documents open and get started, I'm going to check in individually with each of you, and I'm going to start giving you feedback. But our goal is to get the body paragraphs done, because we've got one more class period after this, and that's when I'm going to quickly go through how to write an intro and a conclusion. And they're super easy. Hey, Vanna, I've got a question for you. I'm going to ask everybody one question. Are you ready?
Shoot.
Okay, Vanna, tell me what a claim is. What is the definition of a claim? You're like going back to your notes. You're like, ooh, what is it? What is it? Brielle, Michael, Nicholas, you're up next. So just get ready.
It's something that typically provides evidence or proof.
It is, say it one more time. I was talking and I didn't hear your answer.
It's something that provides evidence or proof.
It's something that needs evidence or proof. Let's put it that way. It doesn't provide the evidence. That's later in your argumentation, okay? So it's not the evidence, it's not the data, but it does have to be proven. So let's say this. A claim is a point that needs proof. It's a point that's debatable that you have to prove. That is a claim. And when you're writing an argumentative paragraph, you start with your claim. All right, Brielle, you're next. When I write the first sentence of an argumentative paragraph, that's called the claim. That's the point that I'm trying to prove. What question will come to the audience's mind? As soon as I deliver that first statement, as soon as I issue my claim, what question does my audience usually ask? I can't hear you. You got to unmute yourself and give it a shot.
Okay, they're going to ask for proof.
They are going to ask for proof. The question that listeners or readers generally ask is how or why is this claim true? So the next part of the argumentative paragraph, when we move from the claim, what do we call that very next sentence or two that answers how or why the claim is true?
The warrant.
Yeah, it's called the warrant. So it is the reasoning for the claim, just like a warrant would be a reason for a search if it were like a legal word. Okay, Michael, you're next. So what's the third?
Will be going off for the next 30 to 40 minutes. Please disregard the fire alarm.
Did you hear that? Welcome to school. My fire alarms are about to go off, so just get ready. All right, so Michael, what comes after the warrant? I've got a claim, I have a warrant, and then what's the third piece? It's the data. Tell me what the data is all about. What does it prove?
Supports the warrant.
It supports and bolsters the warrant. And by doing that, you're also supporting your claim. All right, the last part of the argument is called, and Nicholas, you got to tell me. You can type it in. What is the fourth and final part of my paragraph? Do, 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 do. Nicholas, are you there or are you cheating? Nicholas, if you're there, I need you to type anything and click enter. Nicholas, I don't think you're there. All right, so everybody.
He just sent me a message. He said he's thinking.
Oh, he's thinking, okay.
Yeah.
Well, good, at least you're there. Vanna, Brielle, Michael, any of you want to guess what that last part is? Not even guess, but just know what that last part is. What's it called?
Impact.
Impact, and give me a definition of an, oh, Nicholas, you put it at the same time. Good job. Okay, Brielle, tell me what an impact is.
The meaning I don't know how else to explain it. The meaning of the reason. No, okay.
No, the reason's the warrant.
Yeah.
Okay, the reason's the warrant. So the impact, I like that you're going for meaning. Let's expand that word to meaningful, like meaningfulness. It's why your argument matters. Why should your audience care about the argument that you're delivering? Okay, so each of your paragraphs need to have those 4 components: claim, warrant, data, impact. And by the way, I don't know if you remember this, but on your pre and post test, you're going to have to give me the definition of those words. So start memorizing them now, because you're going to have that post test coming up. All right, so it's time to get started, and we don't have very many people here, so we're not going to small group this thing. Y'all just need to be working, and I'm going to be able to pick up your or just like pull up your document because it's shared with me, and I'll be able to see what it is that you're doing. So you can't get sneaky and be like doing something else, because I'm going to know if you're actually working on your assignment or not. I'm going to put up a new document now, and it's going to be an assignment, and it's going to say body paragraphs 2 and 3, and that's where you're going to write those, okay? So here we go. All right, folks, it is there now. So you should be able to go to the classroom and see that the assignment has posted. If you go to the classwork tab, it will be listed or posted under argumentative writing under your last assignment, which was body paragraph 1. It's just a blank Google Doc to get started. Don't forget that when you're starting with your claim, you're looking to the last part of your thesis statement. So whatever that second thing is in your forecast, that becomes the claim for your second body paragraph. The third part of your forecast becomes the claim for your third body paragraph. Make sense? All right, while you're doing that, I'm going to go and peek in on your first body paragraph, Brielle, and then I'll give you some feedback on it, okay? If you guys need me, just unmute yourself and be like, Mr. Reed, okay? Because I'm going to be reading through your documents while you guys are working. All right, Brielle, can you hear me? Give me a thumbs up. Okay, I'm looking right at you. I'm at your outlining body paragraph 1, and you did a great job on your outline. I'm going to give you, I'm going to go ahead and give you all 4 points on that, but I want you to go back to your impact, because, and I haven't looked at your actual paragraph, but I assume you've just copied and pasted all of these pieces together to make a paragraph. Your impact, everything is great, and then we get to the impact, and I want just a little bit more. Because you say, as a result of implementing art classes in school, society benefits as well by producing students that are well-rounded. I believe that, but I need you to take it a little bit further. So answer the question, how do well-rounded students benefit society? Are they more employable and they get better jobs and therefore it helps the economy? I mean, you could get real specific with this thing, right? So I want you to add about, I'd add maybe 2 or 3 sentences to that impact that really explains what it is that you're trying to say there. I think it's a good issue for significance and why it matters. I just want you to expand on it some more, okay? Right now, I'll give you a 4 out of 4, and I'll take a look at your other paragraph that you created out of it. All right, who is Cryo Galaxy? I can't remember.
That's Nick.
Oh, Nick, okay.
Mr. Reed, can you give me edit access to the outline buddy paragraph?
I think I can. Give me just a second and I'll do that, okay?
Okay.
Let me finish up on Nick's here. Okay. How do I give you the editing access?
I don't know. It
I
won't let
clicked through.
You'll have to return it to her. You'll have to like return the assignment to her. Clash.
Yep, I've done that.
Yeah, it won't let me request to edit access either.
Okay, well, you don't have to necessarily. I've already given you the 4 out of 4 on this assignment.
Oh, wait,
So go to your paragraph, you know, where you actually did the paragraph, and then you can fix it in there.
Okay.
Because I haven't returned that part to you. Okay, Nick, I'm ready to talk to you. Are you there? Can you hear me? Okay, I see that you're typing. Okay, I'm going to go in and I'm just going to share your screen if you're okay with that. Can I share your screen and talk to you in front of everybody? Okay. All right, let's take a look here at your outline. Tell me that you can see this outline. Is it being shared with you? All right. Okay, so let's look at your claim. It says napping should be reintegrated into high school because it eases stress. Perfect claim. Good job. I like your claim. Now the warrant, remember, it has to answer the question, how or why is that true? So look at your claim. It says that it's making a claim here. You're trying to prove to me that napping eases stress. So the question becomes, how does napping ease stress? Well, let's read your warrant and see if you really give an answer to that. You put, although there are other ways to relieve stress, sleeping would be a great alternative. Sleeping would be a great alternative. So think through that. Now tell me, does that really answer the question of how napping eases stress? No, not really. Okay, so you see the error of your ways here. I'm going to show you a picture, okay? I don't know if you can see this or read it. Can you read what that says? It says circular logic. It says argument has no supporting evidence. And I see that kind of fallacy come up in argumentation a lot. What you've done here, Nick, is you've taken your claim and then you tried to prove your claim by restating your claim. In other words, you're saying napping is great, it eases stress. How or why is that true? Because napping is great, it's a good alternative. Well, that doesn't really answer the question that you have to answer. You're actually just using your claim to support your claim. And so that's not effective in argumentation. We need to change this. You need to answer the question, how does napping ease stress? And chances are pretty good that this is going to get a little scientific with your explanation. And that's okay. I need to hear the science in order for this to be a good argument. Now your data, I'm going to leave it alone. Okay, I'm going to leave it alone, even though it's supposed to support your warrant, and we're not real sure. Whoops, hold on, I'm going to mute myself. Okay, it looks like it's over. So I'm going to continue talking now. Let's move to your impact next. I'm going to skip over your data. Just leave your data the same, but make sure that you fix your warrant up for me. The impact, you said taking a nap should help with stress better than any old stress ball could, and it's a great way to catch up on some sleep. Sure. And I guess that's important for each individual person. But many of your readers are going to say, involve me. Like, I want to become a part of this argument. Tell me why I should care as your audience member. And so you need edit access. Okay. I have not returned this document to you yet, so I think you should be able to edit it. Let me finish up my talk and then I'll give this assignment back to you, okay? All right, so anyway, on the impact, the question really becomes, if napping alleviates stress, why is that important? Why is it good to have students who are stress-free, if that's even possible, which it's not possible? Stress is literally any change in our environment that we have to adapt to. But if we can alleviate some of that stress, why is that a good thing? So does it enhance learning? And if it enhances learning and kids are getting better grades, is that going to improve graduation rates? And if there's an increase in graduation rates, could that impact out to more people getting employed? And if more people are, if more people are employed, does that reduce our unemployment numbers? Does that have an impact on our economy? I mean, you could really impact this out one link at a time. Does that make sense? So I want you to go back to your impact as well. And I want you to look at answering the question, why is it important that students experience less stress? I hope that that makes sense to you. Okay, the last thing, so 3 points. I want you to work on your warrant, work on your impact. The last thing I wanted you to see is that I've struck through some language. Look at your warrants and look at your impact, and there's one phrase that I keep striking out. What is that phrase? I want you to type it in the box, please, so I know you're seeing it. Yeah, it's I believe. So I want you to never, ever, 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 ever write I think, I believe, I feel when you're doing academic writing. And the reason that I don't want you to use that language is because it's brutally obvious that you feel this way. It's your paper. I already know that this is your thoughts. I already know that these are your beliefs. Okay, so you saying that you believe something just kind of points out the obvious, and I don't need the obvious to be pointed out to me. And then secondly, it kind of weakens your argument. Think about it. If I say, I believe this to be true, that's one person who believes it to be true. But if I just state it as a fact and I say taking a quick nap would help with stress versus I believe taking a quick nap would help with stress, one sounds factual and supported by a lot of evidence, and one of them just seems like a personal opinion. So we can enhance your argument by not pointing out the obvious, and we can also enhance your argument by stating things as facts instead of just mere beliefs or assertions. Nick, do you have any questions about this before I return it to you? I'm returning it. All right. Jake is not here, correct? Or has Jake joined us? How about Brittany Wimp? Okay. Those are the body paragraphs outlines that I currently have. So let's see, who's left in here? I think Ivana and Michael. I don't have your outlines, but maybe I have your actual paragraphs, so I'll go take a look. Okay, I see Brielle. Well, who is Darth Squid? Actually, that is you. So you turned in one too, didn't you, Michael? Let me go back. that's thesis statement claims. Oops. Body paragraph 1. Sorry, Michael, I see it now. All right, so before I pull this up, Michael, you need to tell me if it's okay. Can I look at this in front of people? Can I show your writing and give you some feedback?
I mean, I suppose.
Okay. All right, so school website blocker should not be so restricting. Ooh. Michael, as I'm looking at this, I'm just wondering what your thesis statement is. Can you read your thesis statement to me so I don't have to search for it?
I feel like it would probably be in the data.
No, your thesis statement is the one sentence that you created that had a topic, a controlling idea, and then a forecast. It's the driving argument of your whole paper, and it's what you're using to create each of your claims.
I have no idea if it's even in this.
It shouldn't be in this. It would be something that you wrote previously. So I'll go back and I'll see what you wrote. Okay, a thesis statement, claims outline, boom. Let's go in here. All right, Michael Stoll, thesis. All right, school website blockers should loosen restrictions in order to improve lessons, speed up research, and decrease frustration. That's what I thought it was. So let's go back here. You are actually, on your body paragraph 1, you're actually blending your claim and your warrant to restate your thesis, and that's not what you need to do. So your claim is fine. School website blockers should not be so restrictive, but this last part, you need to focus on one, because you've got 3 body paragraphs, right? And your thesis statement said we should do this because they disrupt lessons, they slow down research, they cause frustration. So we're going to choose one of those for you to focus on for this particular paragraph. Let's see, school website blockers. We're going to put your claim as school website blockers. Well, let's see what data you've got here first. Both lessons and research are slowed down due to certain websites or videos being blocked. Frustration is a result of being unable to use a blocked web source. Okay, so you're trying to blend everything together. It's like you've taken your thesis statement and you're going to prove it all in one paragraph, and you don't want to do that. You need to develop this across 3 body paragraphs. So I'm going to help you do that. It says school website blockers. Let's start with the very beginning. School website blockers disrupt lessons. All right, let's stop with that. The question that I'm going to ask is how or why. The best question here would be, how do school website blockers disrupt lessons? Can you answer that?
They take away sources.
They what?
They take away sources that you could use.
Okay, is that supporting the disruption of lessons, or is that supporting the slowing down of research? I mean, I guess it could be used for both, but if that's what you want to use for your warrant here, you're going to have a piece of data that proves that. So like you'd have a piece of data that says, according to XYZ, 80% of the students reported not being able to access important websites that could have benefited their education or something. So school website blockers disrupt lessons. The website blockers when because they, what would I say? Website blockers impede learning because students are not able to access important educational websites. This is just a guess, okay? The website blockers impede learning because students are not able to access important educational websites. Now, I need you to do a quick Google search and find some scholar. It's going to happen again. Find some scholar that says that. I'll talk to you via chat. All right. Okay, so second round of fire drill is over. All right, Ms. Reed, after you're done with Michael, can you take a look at mine again, please? Sure, Nick. Let's go back to this. Okay, so Michael, you're looking for a piece of data that proves this warrant to be true. That website blockers impede learning because students are not able to access important educational websites. And then the impact, if you wanted to add to that, would be what is the benefit of students being able to access educational websites that are traditionally blocked? Because sometimes that mistake happens. I know as a teacher, like I've got kids that are doing research and whatnot, and they're like, I can't access this. And I know it's a good educational resource, but for some reason it blocks them out. So what's the benefit? Why is that important, and why would that matter?
I believe, as I had stated there, it just allows people to actually access the websites that they're told to access.
Mr. Reed, I have a question.
Yeah, go for it.
So my body paragraph 2, my claim is art classes help students learn about different cultures and time periods, but I'm having trouble deciding a warrant.
Okay, so that's interesting. You said, okay, you've got two different points that you're trying to make. This is maybe a little bit too technical, okay, but you're saying that art classes are going to help us to understand cultures. So that's like present day cultures and then also historical time periods. So you've actually got two different like controlling ideas, which is going to make this a little bit more difficult. So you might just narrow that down to one. So helps us to understand cultures or helps us to understand history, okay? And then the question becomes, how do art classes enhance our understanding of culture, or how do art classes enhance our understanding of history? And that's something that you're going to have to research. And when you find a piece of data that states the answer to that, then you could just write it in your own words and make that your warrant. Do you have any, like, intuitively, do you have a response to answer that question? Like,
Not off the top of my head.
okay, so that's going to require some research then. You're going to have to look that up and figure out, how do art classes help us to understand different cultures, or how do they give us a better understanding of history? When you find that answer, would you let me know? Thanks. All right, Vanna, I'm going to you next. Brittany, I don't have the outline. So let's go to paragraph 1 and see what we got there. Okay. Box turtle. Back to Thesis Statement claims. Okay, Vanna, how can I help you? What would you like from me? Jake, you made it. Hi, Jake.
Hello.
Did you dye your hair, or is that just your normal color?
No, I've always had red hair.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I'm
Well,
just
cool.
usually wearing a hat.
Oh, I see. Gotcha. Nope, Vanna, I don't see it right now. So I'll tell you what, I'm wondering, would there be a leader that would like to work in a small group with Vanna to help her develop her thesis and get started on the first paragraph? And then I'll start working with Jake. As a volunteer.
Yeah, I can help. Do
Okay.
you want to send us to a breakout room or?
Yep, is that okay? That
Sure,
way y'all can converse and whatnot.
no problem.
Deanne, I'll put you in that group with them, okay? Because maybe you'll have some perspective on it too.
Okay.
Let's see. Breakout room. Manual. Create room. All right, we'll go Dan, Vanna, and Deanne.
And this is for Vanna's thesis and claims outline?
Yep, so we need to get a thesis statement developed, and then we need to get in there and get that claim, outline the first body paragraph, okay?
Okay.
So And do you have access to her documents? I mean, can you open them up?
Yes, yep, I will do that right now.
Okay, all right, I'm gonna send all three of you there. So thank you.
Okay, yep.
All right. Jake, I'm gonna start looking at yours, okay, bud?
Okay.
All right, let's go back here. Okay, President Trump.
I haven't finished that last one. I'm still trying to think of something, but since it's my third one, I have.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll take a look at it. Right now I'm looking at your thesis statement. And by the way, I've got this so that everybody's seeing it. Are you okay with that?
I have no problem.
Okay. Yeah, so you're still working on this third component of why President Trump should be considered great, right? So the first one is that he secured the border. The second is that we have an improved economy. And then the third thing you still need to come up with.
Well,
So we need
I
to get
kind of
that.
started thinking about like how he has improved like military like stuff for the military or anything like that. Would that kind of still go under economy?
I think, no, I don't think that's economy, but I think that you are talking about him building up like our national defense, like our military and stuff. So,
No, like for like veterans.
so you're not talking about the current like military. You're talking about that he's helped people who are former veterans of
Yes,
wars.
like what he's done for like the veterans and towards like veteran suicide and stuff like that.
Oh, okay. So supported. Okay, President Trump has offered, secured the border, improved the economy, and offered. We could just say, and has supported veterans. Okay, so we'll put that on your thesis here. And supported veterans. All right, that makes a good one. All right, so we're going to take each of these and then those become our claims. So like claim for body paragraph 1 is already listed out here. It says President Trump has secured the border. Let me give you some credit for this and get it returned. Return. Leave. Let's go back out here. Body paragraph 1 outline. Check twice. All right, President Trump has secured the border. And my question then is how or why is that true? Since taking office, Trump has lowered illegal immigration. Lowered illegal immigration. I wonder if there's a better way to say that. Let's see what your data says. ICE raised removal percentages by 13%. Okay, this part right here that said 90% of those arrested, or I'm guessing like the people that are detained because they are here without documentation. I'm guessing that you're saying, I guess what this means is that 90% of those people have criminal convictions. And while that's interesting, that's not really relevant to your argument. The part that is relevant would be the increase in how many people are detained. So we'll keep that as your data. So Trump has, let's put increased the number, let's put the removal of undocumented immigrants. We could say the federal removal. We'll just put removal. Okay, so President Trump has secured the border. How or why is that true? Since taking office, Trump has increased the removal of undocumented immigrants. All right, now to your data. I like your data, but where did you get it?
I got it from the website that publishes all the governmental access. Hold on, I'll pull up the exact name.
Okay.
Mr. Reed, I found my warrant.
Good. Can you tell it to me, please?
Yes. Art helps to teach history by displaying the attitudes and human conceptual and spiritual responses to the events of their times.
Say it one more time.
Art helps to teach history by displaying the attitudes and human conceptual and spiritual responses to the events of their times.
All right, so that's your data. Now you got to put that in your own words and make it your warrant. So you could put according to da 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 and then deliver that quote, and that quote would be your data to support your warrant, but now you got to write your warrant. So put that into your own words.
Okay.
And then lastly would be your impact, which would tell me why that's important. And I just noticed the time, folks. So this week, remember that you need to be finished with paragraph 2 and paragraph 3. You're writing argumentative paragraphs. If you have questions, hit me up through email and I'll do my best to get back to you. Jake, I don't have time to wait because I got to go to the next class, okay? And Nick,
Okay.
I saw your question. I will take a look at it, but it's going to have to be later, okay?
I did find that website though.
Good. Well, do you see where I put according to?
Yes.
That's where you need to list out the title of your website and then put the rest of it in quotation marks if that's a direct quote. If it's not a direct quote, you can just paraphrase it, but then you'll need to put a parenthetical citation at the end, which if you don't know how to do it, don't worry about it. Not that big of a deal right now. All right, any questions, folks? All right, let's get back, and I need to see about those breakout rooms. Get them back in here. Nick and John, are we the only people left in this room?
I believe we are, yes.
Okay, well, that makes sense. I was trying to figure out where everybody was, like visually.
They're all gone.
Yes, Nick, you can leave. All right. Vanna and Dan, we are done with class. So I hope that you were able to get some stuff done.
Yes, we got a start.
Good.
It took a little bit to get the idea solidified, but I think she knows where to go from here.
Good. Well, she's a bright gal, and I think she'll be
Yep.
able to put it together. I know I've seen her writing before. I think that's one of her strengths, actually. She just needs to get started.
Absolutely.
Okay. I'm going to the other class. I'll see you soon.